Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare. I'm trying to get hold of a tune, Mataji. Sorry, I'm not getting it.
You can sing for another 2 more minutes, Mataji.
Yeah, Mataji.
Yeah.
Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Is everybody able
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna. So, shall we start, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, Prabhu. So you'll be taking today 2.4.11 to 15.
Yes.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. And Mataji, anybody wants to share the screen can share the screen.
You want me to do it, Prabhu?
Yeah. As in when we move to the shlokas, you can
Sure,
continue showing the
Just
shlokas.
give me 2 minutes. By then you start the Kirtan. I'm just sharing it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari जय गोपीजन वल्लभ जय गिरिवरधारी जय गोपीजन वल्लभ जय गिरिवरधारी जय गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज विहारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय राधा रस बिहारी राधे जय राधा गोविंद राधे जय राधा माधव राधे जय राधे जय श्री राधे जय राधे जय श्री राधे 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 गोविंद 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 बोलो हरि गोपाल बोलो गोविंद बोलो गोपाल बोलो राधा रमण हरि गोविंद बोलो राधा रमण हरि गोविंद बोलो जय जगन्नाथ स्वामी जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेव सुभद्रा माई जय सुदर्शना जय नरसिंहदेव नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय भक्त प्रहलाद महाराज जय भक्त प्रहलाद जय गौरान्विताय जय गौरान्विताय निताय गौरा हरि बोल निताय गौरा हरि बोल जय जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद जय गुरुदेव जय गुरुदेव हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama Sankirtan ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. All glories to assembled devotees. Hare Krishna, and all glories to Shri Guru and
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, you appear to be a little away from the mic. So if you could come a little closer, we would be able to hear you more clearly. I don't know if it's a problem at
Mataji,
my end.
I don't know. You have to confirm from others because, like, if you can see, I don't know. 1 second. If I put myself, I mean, you see this. This is the best I can be close.
Yes, Prabhuji. Okay, Prabhuji. Now it's okay.
I'll try to put it like this now. Maybe is it okay?
You are audible, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji. Now you're.
Is it okay? Great. All right. So if I'm audible to everybody, then we'll begin the class. So basically, I've been doing this second time this session. Please forgive me. From past 10 days, I was down with very high fever, and just 3 days back only, and I'm still in antibiotics. So my throat is not well, and I'm feeling very body aches and weakness. But since service is always purifying, so I'm taking it as one of the purification for myself. Maybe fever also came for my purification. So today I've been asked to give a class on Srimad Bhagavatam 2.4.11 and 15. And first of all, thanks to all of you who are doing this effort every day, and especially to Ashish Prabhu and the entire team. Thank you so much, Sadhuvad aap sabko, that you all doing a wonderful service, and because of that we are also engaged in preaching, and what best is to serve Krishna and keep preaching. So thank you so much for all your things what you have been giving to us with these efforts. So we'll go for the first shloka. So what I'll do is, since usually we are like whenever I'm being asked to give a class, it's totally different way. We just to get one shloka, which is more than enough, for the entire life. What to talk about a session doing 4 sections of Bhagavatam? You can spend entire life in one shloka, and still it will not be complete. So I'll be singing shloka by shloka, and then discussing, and then you also can. It has to be interactive. So please do not feel that if I have not, I can. It is humanly impossible to cover all the shlokas. And as they say, right, a husband is one mind, wife is a second mind, and a child is a third mind. When you get married, you have 3 minds to control. So imagine if I'm one mind giving class, there are 13 to 15 to 17 minds who are hearing the same class. So you will always see shortcomings in all the classes. So that's not the idea of how we have to absorb these Bhagavatam classes. Nobody can be perfect, until unless the Acharya and the Krishna empowers them to speak, and that's what you are going to read even in the shloka. So I'll be just able to cover some portions, some tip of an iceberg, they say, right? A tip of an ocean, or a drop of an ocean I'm going to cover. So there are many more things which can be understood. So, and please feel free to continue contributing if you feel there's something more to be added here. So go with the first shloka. Iti upamantrito ragya guna anu kathane hare harikesham amusmritya prativaktum prachakrame. So the word meaning says as Sutta Vacha, Sutta Goswami said, iti das upamantritaha, being requested. Ragya means by the king. Guna anu kathane means in describing the transcendental attributes of the Lord. Hare means the personality of Godhead. Rishikesham means the master of the senses. So please remember this word in the shloka. It's very important. Rishikesha. And anu smritya means properly remembering, not just remembering. Anu smritya, not just smritya, but anu smritya means properly remembering. And when properly word comes, it means everything. Properly means properly understood, properly learned from somebody, and properly in the association of devotees, and you're giving proper time to Krishna. So it's this proper word is everything actually in this word proper itself. So proper itself suggests that it is not just fluke. It's not just to give class, I have left tea and coffee. That's how the concept is. You have left the tea coffee for good, forever. So we just don't absorb these Krishna conscious principles just for the sake of giving class. We have to do it. We have to live by them. That's the word properly means. So and prativaktum, just to reply, and prachakrame means executed the preliminaries. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Somebody would like to read the translation? Let's
Hare
make it.
Krishna, Dandvat Pranam
Yeah,
Prabhuji.
go ahead.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai, jai.
Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada. Translation. Suta Goswami said, when Sukadev Goswami was thus requested by the king to describe the creative energy of the personality of Godhead, he then systematically remembered the master of the senses, Sri Krishna, and to reply properly, he spoke thus. Want me to read purport, Prabhuji?
Yes. Or anybody else can read.
Purport
Somebody
by
else. Yeah, somebody
Hare
else can.
Krishna, Dandvat Pranam.
Yeah, thank you, Mother. Somebody else also can read. Let's make everybody, otherwise सब सोवत हैं और सभी जागत हैं. So we'll not know who is sowing and who is jagging. So
I
let's
can
make
read
everybody.
Prabhuji.
Yes, go ahead, please. Feel
Okay.
free.
Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The devotees of the Lord, while delivering speeches and describing the transcendental attributes of the Lord, do not think that they can do anything independently. They think that they can speak only what they are induced to speak by the Supreme Lord, the Master of the senses. The senses of the individual being are not his own. The devotee knows that such senses belong to the Supreme Lord and that they can be properly used when they are employed for the service of the Lord. The senses are instruments and elements are ingredients, all endowed by the Lord. Therefore, whatever an individual can do, speak, see, etc., is under the direction of the Lord only. The Bhagavad Gita 15.15 confirms this. Sarvasya chaham hriti sannivishto matta smritirjnanam apohanam cha. No one is free to act freely and independently, and as such, one should always seek the permission of the Lord to act or eat or speak. And by the blessing of the Lord, everything done by a devotee is beyond the principles of the four defects typical of the conditioned soul. Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswati Vyasam. तदोजयम् उदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी. ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः. श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददति स्वपदान्तिकं. वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरु वैष्णवंश श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सागररघुनाथमृतं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपदान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च. हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेशा गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमस्तुते. तप्त कंचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी विष्णुभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये. वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यः च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद. हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. मुगं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरो दीनतारिणम्. सवै मनः कृष्णा पदरविन्दयोः सवैर्मनः कृष्णा पदरविन्दयोः. श्रीमती राधा रानी की जय. शिला प्रभुपाद की जय. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय. All glories to assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Ever since I got initiated first in 2010 and 2019, second, I've been from 2010, dedicating every class to my spiritual master, His Holiness Jayapada Goswami, Guru Maharaj, as a pushp, as a flower on his lotus feet, because I feel somewhere I was not at all qualified, and he thought that I can at least not if explain or convince people, but at least share little realizations which every soul gets, irrespective of his mental capability to understand. Because these scriptures, as you read in this purport itself, is that Lord is Rishikesha. And so all these purports, all this effort of Bhagavatam is to become original in our efforts, is to remove any adambar, any shosha, any show business from away from us, and become very true, as exactly as true as what we are to our own self. It is said the man does not speak lie. Man, when I say it, means a soul never speaks lie to itself. And that is why in the law of court also, when he's dying at the last moment, the dying statement of this last statement of a dying person, even the court of law considered it to be very true. And why is because if one should always remember this point, that any moment of your life can be the last moment. So remember, even the court of law suggests that if you are in the last moment of your life, you will speak the truth. You will speak the truth. So if we devotees understand, if these devotees who are the people, they're also, everybody is Krishna's part and parcel in different stages of their understanding towards Krishna. So they may appear not to be directly devoted to Krishna, but see how intelligent they are. So that suggests that all these classes and all have a purpose. And it's not just fluke that this is happening. This is energy of the Lord who is completely controlling us. So that is why the last line it says is that because of the blessing of the Lord, everything done by a devotee beyond the principles of four defects typical of the conditioned souls. But when does this happen? When, in the word meaning, you go and read anusmitya, when you remember God properly. And as I said during the word properly means, we are not just becoming devotees just to give these classes, or becoming devotees just to show to some authority above us that we are doing this because I want to please you. It has to be genuinely done, even if we have to inform our authorities that yes, I am attending programs and I am doing so that I get initiated. Yes, you must report to some authority, but you should do it genuinely. That's what I've learned in 22, 23, whatever years I have spent in ISKCON. So that's the reason why you should know that if the message has to be conveyed with these Bhagavatam, it has to be applied in our lives exactly the way, in a proper way, not to earn money. Like one example is that, do I need to give these classes to earn money? That's not the proper way to remember God, because you are not remembering God to propagate his message or to create or to spread Krishna Prem. You're eventually are behind earning money. This is just an example I have picked up, like a grain from the ocean, or from the ocean beach. I have picked one grain. This is one reason. There can be many. So, and this is confirmed that sarvasya chaham hridi sanvishto mattah smriti jnanam apohanamcha. Because if we situate properly in training and being in association of devotees, the knowledge will come out in a proper way. Like, for example, I'm giving this class. If I am not properly trained, if I am not properly understanding these with my seniors or hearing these classes, it is impossible that the Lord's power will act on me. And then it will convince the person who hears this. The message what I'm going to speak will only be transparent if my innermost attitude towards the Lord is exactly properly situated. But one cannot judge himself or herself. That's the problem. It has to be judged from top. I cannot say that I am completely speaking what I am supposed to speak. So the best way is to always request Krishna, please control me while giving these classes, or control my entire life to bring me out of this fire. And that is why Prabhupada used to give an example that we are not like small monkeys, baby monkeys, climbing on the shoulder of another mother monkey, of our mother monkey. No, we prefer to become a cub. A cub, I think, is the right English word I'm using. A tiger baby, which likes to be captured by the mother, or even dogs, you see, they will pick the puppy by the loosening skin in the neck. So like this, Srila Prabhupada says is that don't become that monkey who's climbing because you may fall. Give yourself completely. And that's why Draupadi was saved from annihilation or humiliation and annihilation. And she was a Yajnasaini. She was the purest of what you can understand. She was born from fire. Fire is supposed to be so pure. Nobody could touch her like Sita Devi without her permission. But that arrangements were there so that people could touch them, just to have some leela out of them. But what it suggests is that even that pure souls who were mantra prasada, who were born out of the fire, even supremely surrendered themselves by raising their hand and saying Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Govind mujhe bachalo. Please save me. My sari is coming out. I was holding the sari with this and then with the tooth, but now I'll be devastated. I will be in front of my seniors and senior relatives, in front of my everybody in this sabha. All the male eyes are looking at this single woman. I'll be disrobed and I'll be completely shattered. She was applying her strength, but Krishna's sari was not coming. His blessing. Sari is nothing but the blessing, the covering. Everybody is born naked, maybe a woman or a man, doesn't matter. But with education and with this, we learn to protect ourselves, to how to conduct ourselves. But otherwise, God is so great, he makes everybody, he sees no distinction between a man and a woman. So he sees no distinction. He gives as per your actions and in three mode of material nature. So his energies are very, very active and very, very liberal, and they're very, very liberal, autonomous, but yet at the same time they work exactly in sync the way how Lord wants the soul to react. And when you react, you decide your future. And you keep reacting and you keep deciding your future. Why it happens is because the senses of the individual being are not his own. Because the whole body, which I say, for example, I clap. You see? Can you see me? Can somebody tell me, confirm me? You can see me clapping? Can you see me clapping? Oh, everybody is sleeping.
Prabhuji. Yes,
Okay,
Prabhuji.
wonderful.
Prabhuji.
I'm just
Yes.
joking. I know you all are awake. So I'm clapping. Now, can you ask a question to me? I am a soul, right? Why in the purport it's said, the senses of the individual are not his own? I'll give you a perfect example. I am a soul. I know that. Now, at least we are reading Bhagavatam. We cannot say, Prabhu, soul, Atma, main to soch rahi thi I am a bag of, or soch raha tha ki I am a bag of chemicals. No, not at all. You are different from your body. So Bhagavatam means we have understood the basic concepts of Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, right? So there's a Sharir and Shariri and the Lord and the Kshetra and the Kshetragya. I hope these concepts are clear to everybody. But if even it's not clear, it's okay. You can always come back to me or to anybody who has read this and you can ask. So the point why I'm clapping is because I say, the purport says, you are not even owning your senses. So that means sense of touch. Can I say, have I ever touched my body? Every day I am doing brush, shaving, or combing my hair, but I cannot even claim that I am not this body, I am the soul. So my soul has never touched this body. Please interrupt me if you're not getting what I'm saying. I have you, not only me, all of you present in the call, everybody, every living entity, 84 lakh species, nobody can, the soul is everybody's inside everybody body with different desires for different bodies. They have never touched themselves. A bird tries to take the beak and tries to improve the feathers, but it cannot claim that I have touched my feathers. So believe me, Premarata Gordas has been taking bath, has been eating food, has been touching himself. I am just feeling myself. So feeling, willing, and thinking is the only thing a soul can experience in this world. It has nothing to do with its own body. The other aggravating portion I'm going to say is every portion of my body is inhibited by demigods. They are controlling it. I am not even the controller of my senses. They will give, my eyes are dwindling. You can see my specs because of age. So the process of the God is independent of my control. That's what he says is the senses of the individual being are not his own. So when you are not in control of something, you are in just a hotel. So every living entity has never touched the body because the subtle body is in between the soul and the body. So I am doing this or this. I'm just feeling the thrust of my fist onto my palm, but I have never touched this body. Can you imagine? This is Krishna. How clever is this super intelligent soul? He has created such a world which is just fooling all of us. He has created such a world, such a Maya Devi. हमें बेवकूफ बना रहा है हर मोमेंट भगवान हमारा, हमें बना के बेवकूफ बना रहा है और हम बेवकूफ बन रहे हैं. हरि बोल. We are all big fools. We think we are this body. But how clever is the Lord? He never lets us touch this material world because he never wants that. Because we are eternally bright. We never get old age. We just experience or feel or will the old age. We want to be old sometimes. We don't want to be old. The moment you say, I don't want to become old, that means you are asking old age to come faster because you want to resist this process of the Lord. And the Lord is so clever. We are actually you in spiritual world can actually, when you make a fist and hit to your body, in spiritual world, you can claim that I'm touching me because there you are Atma, self. There is no external body over there. So the spiritual energy is so beautiful. That is why I said in the beginning, I don't have to go to the next shloka. Giving 4 shlokas at one go is impossible to cover. But I know Ashish Prabhu's mind and heart, and we do it. And so we'll move on to the next shloka. So I hope everybody has understood that the devotees of the Lord, while delivering speeches or giving these classes, their transcendental attributes, they're describing the transcendental attributes of the Lord. Do not think they can do anything independently. That's the fact. Because मैं तो हर तरफ से खरीदा हुआ हूं भगवान से, तो कहां से खुद कर लूंगा यार? Just think like this. I am purchased by the Lord in every way. This body is not mine. The moment that demigod says, Agni says, I can't see, I will lose my eyesight. I am living in a hotel which is not my property. That's what the message Prabhupada is telling to all of us. We are given a chance. I am owning property. I'm buying property. It's all temporary. I'm owning this laptop. This laptop is company's laptop, or I'm doing a job that's also temporary. This house, you can hear the sound of the concrete. Is all temporary. Nothing I own. How can I own my own body? So all this is confirmed by Bhagavad Gita, that one should seek the permission of the Lord to act or to eat or to speak. That is why during eating we say, Mahaprasade Govinde. Why? Because you pray, Krishna, I am just experiencing this phenomenon of eating. Like, for example, I'll give you a very subtle example. Most of the time, my wife is a homemaker. She's taking that act of cooking. Sometimes I don't even know how much hard work she's doing, and I get just the food on time to eat. Or take the case of my son, who is just dirt. He's just 11-year-old, moving on to some standards, and he's very young. He sees everything on time arranged by his mother. He goes to a school, he gets 3 tiffins or 2 tiffins, depending on whatever time he spends, because we don't allow our children to eat outside much. So he gets a tiffin, he eats from home food, cooked food, offered food to the Lord, but he gets it on time every time. Can he take it for granted? No. No, माँ बाप जन्म के साथी होते, कर्म के नहीं. God can give you help. So spoon feeding, Krishna never does. You cannot see that everything arranged by God will always continue so beautifully for you. So then you understand the value of it. And so in the devotional climate, when you come, nobody is, even in devotional or even away from devotional, nobody is free to act independently. And as such, one should always seek permission of the Lord to act, speak, or to eat or speak. Speak while giving class, we say Om Agyanti Manandasya, or Guru prayer. Mugam Karoti Vachalam. Because Guru, please give me strength to speak. Otherwise, how? And Guru's strength, Pangum Langayati Girim. You can cross the. So what to cross the hurdles in mind? Everybody is hearing me. They may understand whatever they may understand. Everybody is conditioned in a different way. You will only see, if you're wearing a blue glass, you will see everything blue. You will see a white glass. Why the specs are colorless? So that you can see what they are. If imagine photochromatic lens, they become black. They appear to be black, but actually you see everything colorless. Colorless in the sense, whatever the light are coming, if you are seeing, you don't put any colored glasses as reading glasses, right? Otherwise you'll see everything blue. Or like sometimes we wear those sunglasses and with different multiple colors, with blue color, just for the party and just for enjoying, but not for serious things. Exactly, that's what happens when you read this shloka. It just wakes you up. Utto, jeev jago, jeev jago. You're just a conditioned soul. So that's how this shloka has to be done. Shall we move ahead to the next shloka? If you're all okay, any questions?
Yes,
If not, and everybody has understood, is it something very difficult I have spoken? Anything wrong I have spoken? Please stop me. Okay, I am not here Acharya. I am not here any some Shriman and some Pandit. I am just a soul trying to do my level best to understand and sharing some insights. Okay, no, I'm not like an authority of anything. Okay, so let's go to and read the shloka 2.4.12 quickly, and then we'll move ahead. Shri Shuka Uvacha Nama Parasmai Purushaya Bhuyase Sad Ubhava Sthana Nirodha Leelaya Grihata Shakti Tirtaya Dehinam Antarbhaya Anukalpaksha Vartamane Nama Parasmai Purushaya Bhuyase Sad Ubhava Sthana Nirodha Leelaya Grihita Shakti Tritayaya Dehinam Antarbhavaya Anu Palakshay Vartamane. I'll quickly read the word meanings. Word meanings are very important sometimes, and we don't read word meanings. Please never skip reading word meanings. It's very important. Shri Shuka Uvacha. Shri Shukdev Goswami said, Nama, offering obeisances, Parasmai, the Supreme, Purushasya, personality of Godhead, Bhuyase, unto the complete whole, Sad Ud Bhava, the creation of the material world, Sthana, its maintenance. Now, Sthana means also place. Its maintenance means you have, see, a soul also gets a place to stay. Sthana means soul also gets a place to stay. What is that place to stay? Somewhere in the region of heart, encaged within the body, depending upon the modes of material nature, which are very subtle. So something subtle is giving us a sthana, okay, maintaining us within the body. Okay, Nirodha, winding up, and Lilya, pastime of, Grihita, being accepted, Shakti, power, Titaya, three modes, Dehinam, all those who possess material bodies, Antah Bhavaya, unto he who resides within, Anu Palakshaya, inconceivable, Vartamane, one who has such ways. Okay. So translation, can anybody, any Prabhu Mataji, whoever wants to give a chance, please, who has already read, it can give chance to others. And otherwise, moderator can pick somebody. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada ki jai. Somebody wants to...
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, can I read?
Yes, Prabhupada.
Sukadev Goswami said, let me offer my respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who for the creation of the material world accepts the three modes of nature. He is the complete whole residing within the body of everyone, and his ways are inconceivable. Hare Krishna.
Very good. Very nice. Beautiful, Mataji. Somebody else can read. Thank you so much. Your service to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, shall I read?
Yes, Mataji.
Thank you. This material world is a manifestation of the three modes, goodness, passion, and ignorance, and the Supreme Lord for the creation, maintenance, and destruction of the material world. Accepts three predominating forms of Brahma, Vishnu, and Shankara, Shiva.
Hold on, Mataji. You will continue, but let's understand this. We'll continue because I was told this is interactive class. Now, what do you understand, Mataji? I don't want you to just read so that your English improves. What is the point? Your English is already improved. You don't need that talent. We are reading here to interact. So Mataji, you try to explain these first three lines. And what do you feel? What does it mean? And if you want to understand a little more, you can then read one or two lines to understand more, and then we'll start interacting again.
So as per the material world, we are bound to the three types of modes, the goodness, ignorance, and passion. It may differ in a particular day itself. We might be in different modes, maybe due to our situation and material bonding. That's what mentioned here.
But you said mood. You said mood.
Pardon?
So is it, you said mood, right? Different moods.
Modes.
Modes. Oh, okay, wonderful.
Yes, I said modes. Goodness, passion, and ignorance.
So do you feel the entire body experiences these three modes, or it's just the mind?
Yeah, it's mind.
Okay.
I
So
think.
Why you said I think? Why are you not?
Because suddenly I had it down.
Interactive का मतलब है पूरा interactive वाला. Good. Okay. No problem. So why you say that only mind? Why not the body? See, your stomach feels hungry. Don't you feel the hunger? So hunger is in the mind or hunger is in the stomach?
Stomach.
Actually, it's both the ways, right? The chemicals in the stomach give a message to the mind saying that you need food. And brain deciphers it and says, "Arey bhook lagi hai bhai, khana do. Pehenne ke liye kapda do. Roti, kapda aur makan." I was hearing this class by Radha Gopinath Prabhuji. So you speak something more. Now you complete the purport and then we'll start with something what he said and we'll discuss the shloka. Okay, go ahead and complete this shloka, Mataji. So you were right. You were right. So it's both the ways, Mataji. Mind interprets what the body undergoes, like a pin which sticks to my finger. Actually, the pain is experienced by nerves. It goes and carries to the signal to the brain, and brain says you feel the pain. And this pain is experienced by the soul. That's what I'm trying to explain. This is what the shloka is also going to speak about. So okay, you are getting my point. So your answer is right. Mind tak to hai, because agar chanchalam hi mana Krishna, because with this mind you can stop this. Suppose somebody spoke bad to you, your ear heard it, your heart was hurt, your mind hurt it, your mind heard it through ears, and your heart was broken, and you feel so bad you don't want to speak to that person, right? So that means the ecosystem is full. Your mind can help you come above this. Think, oh, wo jo gussa kar raha hai, why he's scolding me is because he's himself in three modes of material nature. So he is also bound by this problems. He's not perfect. He is not inconceivable as Lord. So even so, he's a devotee, or he's from a, from my devotional climate or non-devotional climate, doesn't matter. Don't you think devotees don't feel bad about each other? They feel. They get, oh Prabhu, aapne mujhse. I know one devotee, when I was beginnings, I said Hare Krishna and he didn't reply me Hare Krishna. I was so, I felt, why he didn't reply? But maybe he didn't hear me. But I went to one senior devotee and said, Prabhu, today that devotee didn't say Hare Krishna to me. I think he doesn't like me. Then one very senior devotee said, Hare Baba, why are you thinking like this? Believe me, this is the best gift I have got from ISKCON. No devotee forever has rejected me. Forever. They may not like me. There may be some interest. There may be, these differences are there even in spiritual world. What to talk about our ISKCON climate? There will be differences, Mataji. Prabhuji, there will be differences of opinion. But eventually they will never hurt you. That's what he's a true devotee, and all of us are trying to be true devotees. So this is what it means, when the three modes of material are predominating us. They are being predominated, those modes are being predominated by Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh. Okay, so let's complete this and then we'll discuss further.
Yes, as Vishnu, he enters into every body materially created. As Garbhodakashai Vishnu, he enters into every universe, and at Shirodakshaya Vishnu, he enters the body of every living being. Lord Shri Krishna, being the origin of the Vishnu Tattvas, is addressed here as
Woman
or Purushottama, as described in Bhagavad Gita 15.18. He is the complete whole. The
Go ahead.
Okay.
Om Purna Vidam. That shloka you should remember. So when you are preaching to others, you have to tell him Om Purna Vidam. Right? Shloka is there, right? So you have to, suddenly it should connect to you. That's how it will come while reading. Okay, go ahead, Mataji. Wonderful. Very nice you are doing.
Purushattvas are therefore his plenarily expansions. Bhakti Yoga is the only process by which one can become competent to know him, because the empiric philosophers and mystic yogis cannot conceive of the personality of Godhead. He is called Anupakalsya Vartamani, the Lord of
inconceivable way. The Lord of the inconceivable way, or Bhakti Yoga. Okay, so why Bhakti Yoga has been given preference here more than the empiric and mystic yogis? Time is less, otherwise I would have done more interaction. See, very simple. Day before yesterday, I met one devotee and I said, see, we cannot gate crash in Krishna consciousness. You know what is meaning of gate crashing? I remember exactly many years back when I was, I think in class 10th or 12th, there was a movie which came. At that time I didn't even know ISKCON existed in this world. Okay, frankly speaking, I didn't even know there has to be some. I was God conscious right from the beginning, because mother used to tell me, you have come from playing, chalo Hanuman Chalisa karo, chalo thoda sa Ramayan ka shlok padho, chalo. So all these things came from my mother, and it's all, elders who teach you. So I can't say that everything was given in devotees. Oh, my mother also is very devoted, but so mother is the first teacher, they say, right? So all this we got. But when I came to ISKCON, I understood why I'm doing all this worshipping and whom's supposed to be worshipped. So what I'm trying to tell you here is, and what Shloka is trying to tell you here, and I'm going to put it with an example, is that when we try to be empirical philosophers. Now, empiric is a word where you try to do testing and empirical formulas and all that, right? In chemistry we read, right? So I think empiric is the right word in use in chemistry. Anybody, any school teacher, any teacher who knows this word empiric, then you can do a Google meaning, and just quickly somebody can do a empiric Google meaning, and then you'll come to know what does it mean. So philosophers, they will try to use their logic of minds, and yogis. Now mystic yogis they will try to attain some. They will stop speaking on one day and they will try to attain. So if you stop speaking, of course, your mind will become very sharp. You keep talking, your mind really, doesn't assimilating. So these yogis, they use different senses in different ways, and they try to attain power. And, they will try to attain power. They can stay without food. They can stay without water. They can stay without talking. But devotee can't stay without talking. वो बहुत ज्यादा बात करता है भक्त. कभी भी बुराई मत करो भक्त की. क्यों? अरे वो ज्यादा बोल रहा है because वो भगवान की तारीफ कर रहा है बाबा. He is using his, Krishna has given us senses to talk. Talk about as much as you can talk. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Prabhu, aisa kar lo, Krishna. Prabhupada is a perfect example. So now I'll bring you an example of how the mystic yogi and empiric philosophers are like gate crashing to Krishna consciousness. They try to force themselves to understand God. God doesn't like that. You know why? Because everybody is coming from God's kingdom. You don't have to force yourself into God's kingdom. He never wanted you to leave. You left him and came here. He does never wanted you to leave that place. And now in this world, you are trying to you're trying to force yourself going over there. You cannot force inside Golok Vrindavan. Or you cannot understand Krishna forcibly. Because he doesn't want you to do that force. Because you already know Krishna. Why do you have to force? You have to think and go intimately inside. That's why it is said introspective. अरे मैंने कैसे माता जी से बात की? अरे मैंने कैसे प्रभु जी से बात की? I should slap my face 10 times and say, this is the way to talk to a Vaishnava. Is this the way to behave? That is introspection. I am not gate crashing. That is bhakti yoga. Oh, Krishna, that devotee came to my house. Prabhu, would you like to eat porridge? Would you like to eat something? What can I cook for you? Shall I cook some lassi for you? And you serve him. Krishna wants that. You don't have to force. You don't have to do adambar. You're getting what the shloka is telling? So, bhakti yoga means becoming natural. You serve others. Why? Because Krishna is anupalakshya vartamani. He is inconceivable. You cannot force to understand his energy. He will give you power to understand. He's telling you love everybody and love me. Doesn't mean you love Krishna so much that you violate devotees. And you love devotees so much that you violate Krishna. Actually, both can happen. I can give you example of my 24 years of experience. Sometimes we think some service was given to us. Baba, ek Sunday mein nahi jaunga, somebody else will do. अरे बाबा करने को तो पूरी दुनिया कोई ना कोई चला रहा है ना. सूर्य भी वो लेके आ रहा है. Somebody is bringing sun. But I was given this service in the temple. I not going. You should feel, oh my God, who will do this service? Lord, please, you are sick. You should inform them on time so that somebody can arrange. I have done and I am doing services. Every Sunday, some or the other devotee calls me for a class or this or that, and I'm trying to open some Saturday feast program. I know I was running ISKCON just before Corona. ISKCON BTM, we wanted to open, somehow it didn't get open because the owner didn't give us. But whatever it is. But once some service starts, you have to leave everything and you have to be sticking to that service. That's what Bhakti Yoga means. You are qualified or you're not qualified, you don't worry. You just serve others so that everybody is helped. You should do service as a help to help others serve others. You getting? Then we become dasoham daso. You don't do service to please Krishna. You do service so that everybody gets helped. Like Ashish and all of you, Pratyusha Madhuri and all of you are doing these programs, standing here and giving class for some devotee like Premdata to come and speak is a very big service, because you are giving me an help. You are helping me to help do a service to help purify myself. So that is, you are bigger servant than me right now in this condition. Ashish and all the team members are bigger servant than Premdata. And who is bigger servant is a bigger devotee. So all of you are bigger than me in this current format. Tomorrow I engage you, bigger, smaller means what? I am doing more seva. So that is why there is a competition, healthy competition in Bhakti Yoga. Everybody serves each other, and both of them reach Goloka. Because in Goloka, everybody is not thinking about themselves, they're thinking about Lord and others. That's what it means, Bhakti Yoga. Love. Oh, usko class dunga. Oh, he's not well read. Why shall I give? Who has given you the authority? Can you go in his mind and read? He's initiated. He's second initiated. He's giving class. He's not speaking against philosophy. Give him class, na Baba. No, I will not give him class. Then God says, wow, तुमको किसी ने chance दिया class देने का, उसने तुम पर faith किया, तुम दूसरे पे इतना विश्वास नहीं कर सकते. That's what I'm trying to tell with my experience. All of us, that's Bhakti Yoga. When you try to leave things on the Lord, then becoming Lord yourself, Lord will be pleased. So many times I have referred others for initiation. That doesn't mean that we referred them for second. I have referred people for even second initiation. I've asked temple president, and I've myself written letters for others getting second initiation. Doesn't mean we don't check what they are doing. But at the same time, we see, Prabhu, you follow these things? He says, yes, Prabhuji, hum follow karte hain. We give him. Are nahi, videography I will do. Aisa nahi hota. I have to have faith. That's bhakti yoga. And of course, you can be part of the Bhakti Vriksha programs. You can part of, and you can do some seva. You're going and doing some Mangal Aarti, but you're not doing Mangal Aarti just to show others. You are doing Mangal Aarti at your home. More than sufficient. Lord sees. In the end, everybody is going to become very old. Nobody is able to go temple on their own. You will be walking like an old man. Then who will ask you to do Mangal Aarti? If you have done when you were young, Lord will remember. So that is one more concept in Bhakti Yoga. When you forget Krishna, Krishna remembers you, because he saw that when you had the capability to remember, you were remembering him. That's Bhakti Yoga. Let's move ahead quickly. I have 8 minutes left and 3 more shlokas to cover. Bhuyo nama sadvigyachide sat sattam asambhava ikhila sattva-murte pumsam punaha paramhasya ashrame vyavasathitanam amumrigya dasuse. Translation. Somebody would like to come quickly read this translation?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
And read the purport also complete. Then we'll
Hare
discuss
Krishna.
it. Yeah.
Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
I again offer my respectful obeisances unto the form of complete existence and transcendence, who is the liberator of the pious devotees from all distress, pious devotees, from all distress, and the destroyer of the further advances in atheistic temperament of the non-devotee demons. For the transcendentalists who are situated in the topmost spiritual perfection, he grants their specific destinations.
Yes. Read the purport also if you can read it. Oh, it's very long.
Lord Shri Krishna.
Can you read it fast, quickly, Mataji?
Okay, Mataji. Lord Shri Krishna is the complete form of all existence, both material and spiritual. Kila means complete, or that which is not hila, inferior. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, there are 2 kinds of nature, Prakriti, namely the material nature and the spiritual nature, or the external and internal potencies of the Lord. The material nature is called Apara, or inferior, and the spiritual nature is called superior or transcendental. Therefore, the form of the Lord is not of the inferior material nature. He is complete transcendence, and he is the Murti, or having transcendental form. The less intelligent men who are unaware of the transcendental form describe him as personal Brahman. But Brahman is simply the rays of transcendental body, Yasya Prabha. The devotees who are aware of his transcendental form render him service. Therefore, the Lord also reciprocates by his causeless mercy, and as delivers his devotees from all distress. The pious men who follow the ruling of the Vedas are also dear to him, and therefore the pious men of this world are also protected by him.
Stop here.
Okay.
Can you give me an example, Mataji? Whom you saw who were following the rulings of Vedas and he protected? Let me give you an example, Dwapara. Krishna was protecting them. Can you remember some people? Some devotees of the Lord. In Dwapara, I'm giving you an example, an interactive, Mataji. Don't feel shy, Mataji. Just think that this is your last moment of your life.
Parikshit.
Okay, wonderful. Like this, who else he was protecting? Mataji, you try who was speaking this. Mataji, don't feel Premdata is asking you question. You think that Lord is asking you all this. We are just his part and parcels. Mataji, can you remember Pandavas?
I was just going to say that.
Pandavas.
So Mataji, who was reading Mataji, do you remember Pandavas?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji. Okay, don't worry, Mataji. I'm just asking you because I was asked to give interactive. Don't mind.
Okay.
When we have to read, don't worry.
Okay,
we are all sinking in the same boat in material world. Okay. So we are helping each other. And you are no way less than me in any sense. You are in fact more knowledgeable than me. It's just that you have to practice more. But without ahankara. When you get initiated, Mataji, are you initiated?
No, Prabhu.
When you
No, Prabhu.
become initiated, become more humble. When you become second initiated, become even more humble. Don't think initiation ho gaya to mera sing nikal aaya. I am now a bull with a sing. I will hit. No, Baba. Smile. You are initiated, smile. Second initiated, smile again. No, I am initiated. Oh, kuch nahi milega, because our Lord is laughing, he's enjoying all the time. So be natural. You getting what I'm trying to do, Mataji, here? Please, please. So read. This is a wonderful chance. I'm learning from you when you are reading. Go ahead, Mataji. Let's finish this.
Okay, the impures and the non-devotees are against the principles of the Vedas, and so much persons are always hampered from making advances in their nefarious activities. Some of these who are especially forwarded by the Lord are killed by him personally, as in case of Ravana, Hiranyakashipu, and Hamsa, and thus such demons get salvation and are thereby checked from further progress in their demonic activities. Demonic activities, just like a kind further, either in life favor upon the devotees or his punishment of the demons. He is ever kind to everyone because he is the complete existence for all individual existence.
I'll give you an example. When in Mahabharata, Bhima defeated Duryodhana, everybody was glorifying Bhima and his elder brother, the eldest Pandava, Yudhishthira. Okay, they were saying Yudhishthir Maharaj ki jai, Bhim ki jai. Wow, everybody was jubilant from the Pandava side. But who was unhappy? Lord Krishna. He was very sad. He was not happy seeing Duryodhana in such a state. That's the Lord. Okay, he cares for those who have not understood more. In fact, what I can say is, those who are, all of you who are in knowledge and you get initiated and you start preaching, Krishna says, "Arey, he's good." Okay, he's focusing on those who are not dedicated to him, and he uses dedicated people to bring those dedicated, non-dedicated to dedicated. That is why in our ISKCON, when a new person soul comes, you should leave everything and welcome him, help him, love him, care him. And those who are inside for 10, 15 years, you care them more. So this is the concept. Okay, Mataji and Prabhus, this is how Bhakti Yoga beautifies. I think we don't have time to read this entire, so I'll give this as an homework for myself as well as for you also. Okay, for all of you. Yes, please read this, since the Lord is very kind to everyone. Impersonalists who accept bhakti as the meanings of merging into existence. Okay, now merging into existence also is a very, very deep topic. But think like this, that there is a prabha, which is right. There is a the Jyoti Prabha, which is coming out from Krishna, which is Brahman, which is present everywhere. Some souls feel merging into the Brahman, but they merge in that for some time and they drop. You have to finally interact with Krishna, because he is a supreme person. He has form and formlessness at the same time. Formlessness is the Jyoti Prabha, which is coming out from the effulgence, which is coming out from him. Like in spiritual world, you don't need to switch on neon lights, tube lights, and the CFL bulbs and this LED bulbs. There, Krishna is the original bulb. That's how. There is no night in spiritual world. Okay, there's always you don't get these dirty things. Nothing, because you don't have a dirty body. You have all purified senses. Okay, you are a soul, Atma, self. There's no external covering on that. You're original. That's what Krishna created us. Okay, so all these transcendentalists, they don't want to interact with Krishna, and that is why they feel they cannot. So that's why they merge they try to merge and deactivate their activities. But Krishna loves to associate. He has created us to enjoy. So for example, I will not name one gentleman who heads a very big organization in this country. He once said, and he made a very big statement. He said, God has created all of us for his enjoyment. He was very right. I don't want to speak more. Okay. But he was very right. He was exactly. God has created us. Hamari kya औकात hai yaar? Aap socho, we are created by somebody and we think we are very big. If he never wanted to create you, would have you been ever existing here? No. So somebody who's creating us That means we are created by somebody. Our soul is Mamayavamsho Jeev Loka Jeev Bhuta Sanatana. Manushishtani Indrani. That is different. But Mamayavamsho Jeev Loka. I want to stick to only first portion. We are eternal part and parcels of the Lord. He created, he has just brought that part out from him, and he's also eternally existing. I am also eternally existing. This is I am, this is Krishna. So we both, he is Vibhu, I am Anu, I am small. But he's Vibhu, he's complete. From complete we have been created for his enjoyment. Meri is हाथ की क्या औकात है इस शरीर के सामने? Think like this. What is the value of this hand if this hand is cut from the body? The hand is useless. You don't then use that hand like a spade. So hand has a value till the time it is part of the body. So that is how one has to understand. Okay, that Krishna has created us. We are created. We are hypothecated to God. We are owned by God. We are not the owners of our own self or our destiny. Our everything is Krishna. Now you can ask, if everything Krishna owns us, why we are here? Because of this understanding got disturbed that I am meant for Krishna. I started thinking I am meant for myself. That's where the problem. And then Krishna sent me in this material world to regain my original Swarupa, that you are created to enjoy. Definitely, Krishna wants us to enjoy, but in perfection, which is not possible in spiritual world. It's present in material world. Spiritual world is not, it's possible only in spiritual world, not in material world. Because he wants us to regain that understanding and become little away from Krishna to understand his importance. Very simple. Somebody, if he keeps getting money, he will lose the opportunity. He will lose the essence of money, right? Somebody who is getting food all the time, the child gets food all the time, he feels, "Arey, food to milega, chhod do." But you ask a poor person who doesn't get food to eat, he will consider every morsel of food as very important. Same is our condition. So Krishna sends us thinking we take Krishna for granted. Okay. Namo namaste asvishya bhaya sattvatam vidura kasthaya muhu kuyoginam nirasta samyatishyena radhasa swadhamani brahmani brahmasyate namaha. Translation again, because 4 shlokas, so of course I don't know how much time I have. 1 or 2 minutes, Mataji's? I don't know.
Another 5-10 minutes.
Oh, okay. Then I can. I didn't know this. Anyway,
Yeah,
the 5,
10:30 we usually wind up, but yeah, we can stretch a little bit. Not a problem.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mani. So I'll then homework. Please read synonyms. I will also read. You also read. I've already read it, but you also read it. Okay. Translation, let me offer my humble obeisance by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Always remember Prabhupada while speaking this, however quickly it is, because it's his mercy we are reading all this. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto him, who is the associate of the members of the Yadu dynasty, and who is always a problem for the non-devotees. He is the supreme enjoyer for both the material and spiritual world, yet he enjoys his own abode in the spiritual side. There is no one equal to him, because his transcendental opulence is immeasurable. Same thing in the last shloka in a different way. That's repetition. Krishna will repeat everything. Devotees will repeat everything, because Krishna is Kevalabhyam, one without a second. There's only one Krishna in this world. So how can it be different? He can be approached in different flavors, but he's one. From whichever direction you see Krishna, he's always going to be like one. He's Kevalabhyam, one without a second. You cannot find duality in Krishna. Impossible. It's our misunderstanding that we may find he has two. He may come here and do some activity which has 10 different benefits to 10 different people. For some people, it will appear to some percentage of degree. To some people, it will be more helpful. But in the end, he does justice with everybody. That's how his position. He's asam urdhava. He's adokshaja. He's kevalabhyam. He's atmanivedanam. He's to be requested with the soul that please, you help me to understand who you are, like that. So in the purport is again a homework. There are 2 slides of the transcendental manifestations of Supreme Lord Krishna for the pure devotees. He's the constant companion, and he's the constant companion in the form of Shirodakshaya Vishnu, which is in our heart as Paramatma. Okay. And the moment then the mundaners are less captivated by the unlimited expansion of the Lord. So here it is more speaking about, is how some of the people cannot understand his personal aspect, so they are attracted and they say Krishna is not supreme personality of Godhead, is the supreme God has no void, because they feel how can, because they see so many mistakes in themselves, right? So they very cleverly say, how can Lord be like a human being, because I see all human beings do so many mistakes. So they can say they feel God cannot be a human being. They cannot fathom that God can have two hands and legs. But actually the human birth, why man has two hands and legs like Krishna's scripture is mentioned as he looks like he's a tribangi bolded in there. He has two hand forms, not because some devotees who are not some people who are not devoted to Krishna directly, they cannot understand this aspect. They feel God's form has been given in scriptures for human beings to understand. Otherwise, God is beyond human beings' structure of two hands, legs. No, God looks exactly the way how you look, even in Goluka, and that is why to transcend from that is why from human birth only you can go back to Goluka. So Krishna is so merciful; he gives you the same human form, but different looks and all, because of their height and all, because of the three modes of materialness. Some difference has to come, right? No two unique. See how creation Krishna is, even in DNA the difference comes in material body. He's so clever. Okay, so like this you have to understand that Krishna is ways are inconceivable. Okay, it's a very big shloka, and so let's move to the next. It's a homework for the purport, and then last shloka, and I have 3 more minutes and we'll close within that 2 minutes. It's 38, we'll close at 10:40. So the shloka is yat kritanam yat smarnam yad ikshanam yad vandanam yad shravanam yad arhanam lokasya sadayo vidnoti kalmasham tasmai subhadra shravase namo namaha. Translation, homework again for synonyms, and purport also is a homework. We'll read the translation. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto all auspicious Sri Lord Krishna, without about whom glorification, remembrance, audience, prayers, hearing, and worship can at once cleanse the effect of all sins of the performer. Hari Hari. Again, I read, is very important. Let me offer my humble obeisances unto all auspicious Lord Shri Krishna, about whom glorification. See what we are doing? Can anybody tell me what did we do all the 4 shlokas? We glorified whom? Some cricketer?
The Lord.
Some
Krishna.
footballer?
Krishna.
Krishna. Some serials, some TV, some movie? No. We were very clever. We showed cleverness within this 1 hour, 10 minutes or whatever. I am sorry, took 1 more minute. So, 9 more minutes I have taken. So audience, prayers, hearing, and worship can at once cleanse the effects of all the sins of the performer. That is why in the beginning I said, I'm doing this class for cleaning my sins. And never think we are perfect. Always a Vaishnava thinks that everybody is great. But that doesn't mean that somebody tries to speak bad about you and you just continuously hear, and then you will get into material depression also. So you have to learn, like Vaishnavas only in association of devotees I've learned, you have to be like a snake, right? You'll show a pang, and if somebody is not able to understand you, you move your way and go and associate with others, right? Other devotees. And say same as like in the world. If in colony somebody doesn't like you, don't go in front and irritate him. I mean, walk peacefully away. You have much more things to do than fighting with others. You are not born to fight with others. Think like that. If the whole world thinks like that, will the world not become a beautiful place?
Yes.
Will the world not become a beautiful place?
Of course.
Of course. That's the problem. That's what is missing in this world today. Okay, so with this, I want to say this session is ending. I want to tell you one very nice thing about one of my senior devotee. He's also knows me and I know him. His name is Radha Gopinath Prabhuji. Most of you know he's the disciple of his own Radhanath Swami Maharaji. I really I'm always very impressed by him. So in one class, I want to just tell you this in the beginning also. Somehow I forgot, and the class is done. I'm just just telling you. So he was telling this point about how a devotee should always think in a menial way, in a very humble way, that you see our Prabhuji, Radha Gunwatu, so many years in Krishna consciousness. I'm comparing myself with him. Comparison is supposed not to be done. He's full time, I'm a Grihastha. But for example, I try to do comparison with him. When he gives classes, so many people come to hear. He's such a humble person, really. He's such a wonderful devotee. I've personally witnessed his warmth. In one of his class, he was telling that he saw Srila Prabhupada's last moment. And he was so impressed by Srila Prabhupada's last moment that devotees were putting mic into the mouth of Srila Prabhupada to hear the last word, what he could utter, the translation of Bhagavatam. And I went and saw the video. I found it very true that so then he said, think this Vaishnava. Any service, amount of service you do is like a drop of ocean in this entire world. We have given this class is just a drop of ocean. He's trying to tell, look to Srila Prabhupada. At the retirement, he went out and created his ISKCON after retirement. And in 11 years, 10, 11 years, 9, 10, 11 years, he built 108 temples. He could have easily sat and retired in Vrindavan. Everybody quote this. Every next class you will hear people. That is why we refer to Srila Prabhupada so much and we revere him so much, we respect him so much. Imagine this gentleman, despite of so many difficulties, this Acharya at the last moment also is trying to speak about Krishna, making use of every strength available in his body. So if you understand, comparing to ourselves, we are all grihasthas in different, we are not even as compared to full-time devotees like Radha Gopinath Prabhu. How we should take it? We should take it as whatever service you can do. And of course, some service will definitely take you away from your comfort zone. Please don't hesitate to go away from your comfort zone. It will take troubles, but you have to slowly take troubles towards Krishna. It is, but become habitual to take troubles for Krishna. You will start enjoying those troubles, but doesn't mean you burn yourself out. So there is a strike of balance in the ashramas. So please, Mataji and Prabhuji, when we have given this homework, go and read this homework as if this homework is the last homework we are all getting of the shlokas and purpose. With this wonderful effort of such a glorious devotee spoke about such a wonderful Acharya, Radhana Gopinath Prabhu was glorifying Srila Prabhupada's last moment. I request you, all of you, to be also, please pray for my spiritual upliftment, and all of you please bless me. And let's continue these sessions which Ashish and his team, Prabhu and his team are doing. Thank you so much. We end this class here. Om Tat Sat. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much for this beautiful special session, Prabhu. In spite of your health, you have graced the session and taken it so well. We didn't even know the time. And you've made so many beautiful analogies. And I understand that everybody is very enthusiastic and happy today to hear from you. Please keep visiting us, Prabhu, once in a while. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Dandavata Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna,
That was
Prabhu.
very wonderful
Bhagavatam
class.
ki jai.
Wonderful.
Hare Krishna,
So impressed.
it's a wonderful session.
Hare Krishna.
You have
Hare
blessed
Krishna,
us.
Prabhu.
Hare
Interactive
Krishna.
session.
Thank you very
Really
much.
enjoyed.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.